Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. So with all of the different news that's currently unfolding in the Terra Classic environment, it's really important that we take a moment to focus on the chain itself and focus on the security of our blockchain and the steps that we've realistically taken to get to this point. And it's not been a straightforward journey by any means. In fact, there's been a lot of ups, there's been a lot of downs, there's been a lot of payments paid out for stuff that we simply just didn't need to pay out for. We've managed to overcome those hurdles with a lot of different efforts from our side and trying to, everything I do is to try and make the blockchain better for everybody and better serve everybody instead of serving the very select few, serving everybody. And that's always going to be my mindset. So as we're diving into this video, guys, we've just added the official Commonwealth link to the bottom left-hand corner of both LUNC Dash and the wallet section of LUNC Dash. What we're trying to do is kind of lead the way and show people that, hey, look, this thing passed through governance-based decisions and it must be obeyed. And the reality is two Commonwealths exist. We post to both Commonwealths and it kind of contradicts the whole idea of everybody really supporting governance, but it's more or less when it suits them, if that makes sense. But nonetheless, we've added it to the LUNC Dash system. We're going to be adding all sorts of different stuff. We are getting different requests. We're getting different requests for multiple different things. What everybody needs to understand at the moment is I'm a one-man crew. Behind the scenes, there is only a couple of us, so to speak. But what I do at no cost. I will always do this sort of stuff for the community if it's within my grasp, if it's something we can produce for the community, then we'll do that moving forward. So let's talk about the safety, the security of the blockchain, because this is really important. And what everybody needs to understand is the issue going forward is going to be, we're going to perceive this all as bullish, but the external forces that be are probably going to do everything they possibly can to really make sure this takes its toll on us. And we have absolutely zero reliance at this point on TFL for absolutely, there's nothing we are reliant on from them. Nothing that I can see from my perspective or my point of view, from what I know, from my current understanding, there's nothing that we're reliant on them for aside the mobile app. And there's optional routes that you can take to not have to use that, if that makes sense. I'm myself at a point where I just don't use that. I just use the LUNC Dash wallet system. It works for me. It's in a format I understand. It's laid out like V2 and it's very, very visually receptive. Another interesting thing everybody should try to understand is the way that all nodes goes about their voting. And this has always been a thing where they wait until the very last sort of moments, and it's at that point you're all argued out, you've kind of said everything you're going to say, and it's at that point it doesn't really matter. But once again, right, this all comes down to those top validators' votes, because they've got so much voting power. No matter what happens, it's more or less 90% of the time always going to come down to their vote, and they're just not doing anything to subside that voting power that they have. In fact, it's not in their best interest. And that's just me being honest from a business perspective. That's exactly what you would do. You would follow that route, because at the end of the day, it's a company, it's a business, and that's how you're going to treat it. So it's going to be very interesting to see what they vote in the next 20 hours, to say the least. I'm voting no for this. So everybody knows that already. I'll be slapping down my vote when I get home. I've currently been traveling for work and lots of other things, so it's not been easy for me to just sit down with my ledger. I don't travel with my ledger. I need to be back home at my home base to get access to it. But I'll be back before the voting ends and before this video drops, so our vote will be in. So let's move over, after a massive side tandem there, let's move over to the core point of this video. Okay, so as a blockchain, right, Terra Classic Columbus 5, this is the best way for me to visualize this whole thing for everybody. This is what's important. Yes, I know we've got metric systems and NFT stuff. I'm looking at what's important, which are what I call single points of failure. If one of these is to go down, there's an issue, so to speak. And if there's not backups, there's not supporting sections for all of this, then it could become problematic. Now, the only thing I would say we're reliant on with anybody at the moment would just be all nodes with those endpoints. All of the endpoints point to all nodes. They provide a lot of that, and they do it for free. We understand, we acknowledge that, and we accept it. We've given them a tip of the hat, so to speak, many times over this, but it doesn't excuse bad behavior. And that's what the point of this is although somebody's doing good things in one area, it doesn't excuse the bad things they're doing in another area, thus centralizing the blockchain like so many people are. So I would say the only single point of failure realistically here at the moment would be those endpoints with TFL, Hexagon, and all nodes. So if all three of those went down, we'd have an issue. The likelihood of all three of those going down is very, 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 very slim. So once again, you can see we are not reliant on TFL for anything anymore. We've got wallet infrastructure, whether it be through TerraClassic.io, whether it be through LUNC Dash, whether it be through all nodes' little smart system or Hexagon's wallet system. There is options available. Now, some people's options cost you guys a lot of money. Our options didn't, and they're always going to be there moving forward. I'll never remove those from the community. So do make sure to try and use and utilize those and show other people that that system's back with a boom. Now, the repository. I don't know who controls the repository currently, who has the overall master sort of control of it. If it's Vin or Genuine Labs or Shared, what I do know is there's not been a governance vote for this. So as it stands, what I'm going to say is Vin is still the maintainer of that core repository until a proposal is put up through governance to decide who is going to become the next maintainers, so to speak. And it's a big job. Vin wasn't paid for it for almost a year, and that's why he's moved on, because obviously he was rejected by the community and a majority of the validators on getting a payment to continue working. Now, the Commonwealth, very important aspect of any decentralized chain is the discussions format. This is shared community ownership as far as I'm aware between LUNC Sphere, loads of different people. I think there's like 6-7 admins maybe. And what I'm finding is it's working, it's doing its job, and they're kind of keeping it in a way where it's still, you know, you're free to say your mind, speak your mind, but the bullying and stuff and the racism's a big no-no. So once again, right, let's look at this now all together as a collective, and we say to ourselves, do we have a single point of failure if TFL's ship goes down? No, we do not. We have absolutely no reliance on them whatsoever. And something I've noticed that's being picked up on currently is the denom. Our denom, because of the way the blockchain was developed, because of the way Phoenix 1 was developed, the denom, which is ULUNA, actually prevents us getting listed in certain places on certain things for access to different kind of things we probably want access to. And I think the developers and other people are picking up on this. I said it a long time ago. We should probably figure that out. That would be the next big step in becoming a very independent blockchain. And we are an independent blockchain, right? If you look at what we were just showing you, there's endpoints, the wallet infrastructure, the repository, and Commonwealth. None of them have conflictions with one another. So, for example, Vin couldn't go and shut down all of the endpoints and hack the repository. He would only be able to do the repository, right? And this is what I'm kind of getting at. The people from Commonwealth don't have control over the wallet infrastructure, and the wallet infrastructure people don't have control over the Commonwealth. And then we get no conflicts of interest, so to speak. So I would say, right, this court case, everything that's going on, you do need to watch closely because we're very bullish. In fact, we're the more bullish contender in our ecosystem. And if I was to put tags on that ecosystem, I would say Luna, USTC, and LUNC, right? And any coins and crappy little coins inside the sector. That's all going to be part of that little ecosphere that I'm talking about. There is going to be so much that comes out during this court case that what we're going to need to do is keep ensuring that we're saying, hey, look, this is really good for us. And hey, look, it doesn't affect us. We've taken the right precautions and we've got all of the different fail safes in place. And there's no real single points of failure. Now, we were talking about the endpoints, and what I want to do is just discuss them a little bit more here. Now, when I first got involved in the LUNC community, endpoints weren't really discussed too much until we had issues with them. Moving forward, the smartest thing for us to do would be to integrate a system as to which it becomes highly decentralized. Even if that means each validator has to spin up an extra Sentry node, then that's what we need to do. And if people are going to sit there and go, well, you know, it's going to cost the validators more money. Well, you know, I'm in a hole from my validator, but I don't mind paying extra for a better system that's better serving. Now, we need more and more ideas like this. We need to push more systems which are going to enable us to be totally free when the hits the fan, so to speak, because it is going to hit the fan. I know everybody's sort of like, yeah, it's going to hit the fan. And what we can do as a blockchain is go, hey, look, you know, we're doing the right thing here. We're following the right path. We're doing the right things, and we're doing it all correctly. And ultimately, by it comes to crunch, we're not involved in this court case. USTC is more involved than we are. Luna is the eye of the sort of tiger for them. That's what they're going to be going for. That's going to be the peak of the court case, so to speak. And over the next few weeks, right, if you've watched my previous video, if you haven't, go back and watch it, subscribe, hit the notifications bell to stay up to date with all of the different content we produce here. But if you go back and watch that, you'll start to understand just how much money's involved in this whole court case. And for us, it's bullish. Everything that's going on is bullish. And I don't want the community to ever be in a point where they feel like we don't have something we should have, because we do. And it's at this point, right, because we've got the LUNC Dash system, because we've got the wallet system and the infrastructure, I can now look towards a mobile app and look towards actually making LUNC Dash into a mobile wallet that ties into this, and it works exactly how the previous system works. Because in my opinion, why try fix something that isn't broken, right? And I think that's the issue. Everything changes so much in crypto. You get used to one thing and then they bring out the new thing, and it's like, it's the same thing. You've just make it look prettier. And it's kind of the whole idea behind mobile phones. Like, you get like one extra small little gimmicky thing that's new with the new Samsung S million plus 10. You get where I'm going with this. But you know, we're at a point where we are a standalone chain. We have all of our own systems. We just need to fine tweak and fine tailor things and really get down into the nitty gritty stuff of getting swaps re-enabled and all of those different things. Now, a swapping system on LUNC Dash is something that I'm looking into, and it's going to be something that I'll outsource. So I'll go and get in contact with an entity like Astroport, because I don't have the money to fund the pools and all of those different things. It's just easier to go out and use tech that we can integrate straight in from the Cosmos. There's a good future ahead, right? If we all do the same thing and kind of look inwards and try to build more and more for this blockchain, instead of kind of the idea of winning being, well, I've got the most voting power, I've got the most commission, I've got the most of this, I've got the most of that, and I'm consuming the most. That's the idea of winning. Currently, for me, it's not. The idea of winning is for all of us to move this blockchain upwards, for my project that is so highly integrated in this, for the price of the coins to go up, and then the price of the penguins go up. And it's the same with everything. And if we all work together, we can all bring this up collectively. But obviously everybody understands the current issues, the current ongoing stress with the validators double noding. And for people who keep saying in the comment section, like, who are these people? Go back, watch the videos. It's Terra C Vita, it's Terraport, it's Terra Casino. It's just one entity, 3 validators. You've got Jesus' Lord. People think he's got 3 validators. I don't know how much more I have to like say it so obviously, but that's the truth of the matter in hand. So aside all of the crap and all of the junk that's going on this chain, behind the scenes, things are bullish. And I'm very confident we will move up during this bull run if we can get our frogs in the right boxes, like I've been saying. Guys, stay safe, stay humble, stay aware. And as always, I'll catch you in the next one.